L7X action, that is awesome. They are everywhere. Kicker Club has been going crazy with L7Xs getting into the hands of some of the biggest names out there and even the small ones out there, and I love seeing all that content. I have a lot to talk about, preparing for the Meca Competition, preparing for the Warhorse build, all kinds of stuff we got going on. There's Seth. He's the guy that's going to be helping me out with the Warhorse build. It's going to be awesome, man, and this is the first time he got to see it. I thought it was, I had to show him. As soon as he came over the first day, I'm like, would you just look at that? So, you know, without further ado, let's kick off this intro, and man, we even got some sparked innovation stuff, lots of stuff. It's Friday. We're going to have a good time. I will see you guys in 3 minutes. Do we have a full house tonight? This is going to be an awesome show. Lots and lots to talk about. Been working a lot. Getting everything slowly but surely done. Running to Home Depot, running to Honda, working on the Honda, all kinds of stuff. It's been insane. But I appreciate you guys tuning in with me tonight. I got a lot to talk about between the battery swapping, the sparked innovation stuff, all the L7X stuff, man. And a little birdie said there might be one coming in a pigeon along the way. So I'm excited, man. Appreciate you guys. Dub, what is going on? Appreciate you. Now we can start the show. Thank you for tuning in, Deviant. Awesome, awesome. Let's do some housekeeping here. The Kiblets, you can't forget about the Kiblets. I'm rocking the yellow shirt. I like it. You know, it's not quite the kicker yellow, but it's yellow, man, nonetheless. And I secretly think yellow is My second, almost first favorite color. Technically it's blue, but hey, I'll take it. I like yellow. Let's see here. Deli Dukan, greetings from the Caribbean. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. If you got anything kicker related, mostly questions or car audio in general, feel free to drop a comment, man. That's what we do here. Appreciate you tuning in. Everyone saying what is going on. Bubba, what is up? Saying hello to Will, John K, Kibo, Dubby, Garrick, Double E in the gang. Appreciate you tuning in, Bubba. William, hey, living loud with Andy, Friday late night for the win. You're a rock star. Keep doing what you do. And man, I need you guys, man. You know, you go through those slumps sometimes in life and it's like, man, how do I keep going? You just put one foot in front of the other. And man, you guys make it heck of a lot easier. Thank you so much, William. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys, you know, taking time out of your day to come watch my podcast or show, whatever you want to call it. Live stream. Let's see here. Kibo and Kiblet. Kibo said, fun fact, I was setting up the Nintendo Switch for my little guy and I asked him what he wanted his gamer name to be. He said Kibo, LOL, so we settled it on Kiblet. I like it. The Kiblet to the Kibo. That's awesome. Appreciate you tuning in, Kibo. Awesome. Deviant is early. He definitely is, man. You know, we can't start the show until he's here. All right, cool. Yeah, I had to throw up the video of Kicker's Bronco build with the 9 L7Xs on a bunch of war horses. Finally, you know, playing music, floating some hair. That's what we want to see. And man, I can't wait to hear that thing. I can just tell. If it's playing the Basstronic stuff, you know, that's not super low and it's floating some hair, that thing's going to be loud. Thank you, William. If you love Living Loud with Andy shows, then go support him by starting at just $1 a month on Patreon. Patreon.com/livinloud. Please. Thank you, William. And you get to see behind the scenes stuff, and a lot of stuff that I put on there, no one will ever see. So it's nice to have that Patreon. You know, I don't even know what you call it. Definitely behind the scenes, but maybe never to be seen again by anyone else, you know? Except the Patrons. Thank you, William. Mike DePoli, he's starting a fire. Here we go. Is it going to make it rain? I don't know. It's physics. With the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Andy, I missed your stream last week. Hope everyone has been enjoying their Friday. Let's have a great show. Dude, Tuesday was insane with the Kicker Warhorse and just going down memory lane of just everything about it, A to Z, and how it works. It was a lot. You know, we didn't have the Kicker giveaway, but we still got to give away a Living Loud with Andy t-shirt and a decal, so we made up for it. But otherwise, the stream went perfect. Hit every base. Home run for sure, man. Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate you tuning in, dude, and hope to see you soon here. If you want, we actually have, it's not mine. Oh, I thought I had it up here. I do. A Mecha show. Oh, there's Bill. Thumbs up, Bill. Thumbs up. Wrong camera. There we go. I need that little red dot that Ernie throws up. Got to figure out how to get that. Oh, come on, Seth. Here's the Mecha show that we have going in the Pittsburgh area. Kevin Mayo is the judge. It's hosted by Team Imperial, and it is this Sunday. And I think it starts at 10 a.m. I mean, you can get there around 11:30, you know. Don't push it too long. Register and compete. It's going to be an awesome show. And I believe demos are allowed, but play within reason. You are in a downtown area. You know how it goes. We can never keep our spots for long just because of the loud 160, 165s, metal breaking crap. It's insane. But yes, if you are in the Pittsburgh area, TC Customize, Jefferson Hills, PA. Come and see me on Tuesday or on Sunday, man. It's going to be a blast. And I'm going to see how the QuadBox does in the lanes. I don't know if anyone really competed with a QuadBox before. If not, hopefully I'm the first. That'll be cool. I think it'll do good now that I got all the power I need. It's going to be awesome. Bubba, with $5 super chat, what Mike DePoli said, plus hit the like, peeps. Man, you guys killed it on the Warhorse. I think it was like 65 likes. And that's like everybody watching. So thank you guys so much. You guys really do kill it. And it's pushing more people here. I see it in the comments. You know, I try to throw those guys up and say, hey, if you got any questions, feel free, join the party, have a good time, and it's pushing the algorithm out there, and even the shorts have been helping too, man. It's been a blast, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. Trying to think what else we can go over before I start going over the whole can of beans here. Oh, come on, Double E. I mean, I know that you can get pay-per-view behind-the-scene footage on there. Let's see. You just got to look at it, William. That's all you can do, especially when you see that big, giant, 3-foot-long warhorse, man. They call it a warhorse for a reason. Steve, thank you for tuning in, man. This is the guy actually on the last Kicking with Andy that we had the 50% discount code. Steve got it. Thanks for hanging out with us and just being part of the crew, man, and always tuning in. It's awesome. Chris is hiding right now. I still got to take those plants out. There's too many plants in there. Shane, what's going on, dude? Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. We're going to have an awesome show just talking about everything that I'm got going on between the Warhorse build, the batteries swaps that I've been doing in the pilot right here. Oh, wrong one. In the pilot here, if you guys probably seen this before, this is actually from my amp dyno test system. And I needed more power in the pilot because I actually had to take the JY40 out of that to put into my Eclipse for Cookie Monster on the Warhorse. I needed more reserve. I needed 2 of those JYs, and that's why I bought them originally, just so I had a ton of power down the road. And here we are down the road, and having 2 150 dB builds, I got to split up the power a little bit. And I actually had another JY NXT laying around, so I'm like, let's try that. I was going to throw down a short little video about the Limitless Cyber 12K that I had. It's bad. It was my buddy's, and I was holding on to it for him, and he kind of ran it too low on voltage. I think it was like 9 or 10 volts. It was just dying. And I brought it back to life, and after about 1K clamped, it doesn't have any guts left to it. So I threw in these JY NXTs, and man, I don't have as much reserve as I did with the JY40, but I feel like I got more burst, because between those two and the UC31, I got all, pretty much ultra capacitors. These little JY NXTs are a hybrid of lithium and a capacitor type battery. It's not just a lithium battery. It's not just a capacitor. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. And I didn't want to put a ton of current on just them, so I kept in the UC31, and I actually have this in the pilot there, and it works. It's beautiful, and it fits right under there. I barely have any space in this car. I'm telling you guys, it's very tight, just because I still have the rear seats, because you never know, you might need them. And it works, it definitely works, and for this upcoming competition on Sunday, I needed some burst for a score, little burp, see how it does. We're probably going to do the headrest class just so it's official. Got to. Thank you, Shane. Fry TV, appreciate you tuning in, man. We got a lot of people here tonight. Tell him, William. Jason DeClue, what is going on, dude? Thank you for tuning in. I tried watching your live a couple days ago with you and Garrick. Appreciate you guys being part of the Basehead community. The waters can be rough out there. I'm just going to say that. I know you know that all too well, and you're not going to get along with everyone. And one thing I tried so hard to learn and take so long, don't try to get along with someone just because they don't like you. Just not meant to be, man. It's not worth it. Do it for your own thing, man. Have fun. This is what we do here, and we just, we're just car audio guys. That's all we are. We like loud music. We go to stereo competitions. We do the stuff, and that's it. When it gets to be more than that, then I don't know. It just takes some things away from it. John K. What if Andy just won everything with a prefab? In its weight class, it is a very competitive score. It's not going to be, oh, I'm taking this thing to Worlds. Let me tell you, I will walk on the competition, but it will definitely do well. And that's the coolest thing about it, too. Taking a prefab in a competition, whether you get first, second, or third, hey, it got some fighting numbers, man. Put the show back up with the address that is right here. TC Customized 1227 PA, Route 51, Jefferson Hills, PA 15025. Joseph Keenan, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. My dream is having an L7X. Man, you know, I keep seeing all these posts with all these L7Xs out. I'm like, I need one. I need it. You know, like SpongeBob needing water. It was bad. It was really bad. All right, I got a super chat, and we got to throw them up. William with a $10 super chat. Thank you, buddy. Did I hear there was a chance of rain in the Living Loud with Andy Kicker Cave? Come on, y'all. You know, I hope it doesn't rain, but it might rain tomorrow. Thank God I have a 20-foot by 10-foot tent outside of my garage. I guess you could call it a carport and a garage, so we'll be good. What we're doing is actually, man, you know, I guess I'm just going to tell you guys now, I'm actually going to be building an entirely new enclosure for Cookie Monster, just to fit the Warhorse. If you guys have ever been in my car before, you know, when you're sitting in there, it's like sardine land. You are just scrunched up, but it's awesome. But there's no room for the amplifier. So I actually have to shrink the enclosure a little bit, which is kind of what I wanted to do for a very long time. In the very beginning, when I built my enclosure, I built it for low power and I wanted wind. Well, I want louder and I have a lot of power. So you kind of have to build accordingly. And just because I have to fit the amplifier. I could try it how it is, you know, but this is a huge 67-pound amplifier. This amp is as heavy as the L7Xs that just came out. So it's got to be done right, and we're starting on that tomorrow just to get the foundation of everything that's going on. And redoing a lot of things. You know, not everything. When you look at it, when it's done, it's not going to look much different. I'm going to tell you that. It's going to be the very same concept, just it's got to be shrunk just a little bit to be able to fit that giant amplifier in the car. Huh, man, you guys are awesome. Got 40 people in here. Taylor, Maury. You know, Seth sent me a screenshot of the post. I am so sad that car shows are done. Thank you so much, man, and it's been an honor, too. It's been an honor doing car shows with you. It was always a blast having the bass heads in our shows. You and your team were the best group of guys I worked with. Thanks again, man. Flood City Car, man. You're going to make me cry on TV here. Thanks, man. You know, it was awesome. You know, we always kind of felt, you know, a little bit out of the mix. We're the bass heads. You guys are the car enthusiasts. But you guys made us feel at home, too. And we had a great relationship via car shows and car audio stuff, and man, it's sad. And you know, if it wasn't for a lot of things, people pushing me to keep going with Team SP Loud, I could have said I lost my location a few times, and somehow, some way, we keep finding somewhere else. And it's a lot, man, and you made it as far as you did with the biggest shows that you could have done. Your shows are a lot bigger than mine, and don't feel bad. Enjoy it, because one day all this is going to end eventually anyway, and you're going to have a new path, and hey, maybe that path is a little bit better. But you always be a car enthusiast, car audio, whatever you want to be. You know, it's always going to be in you no matter what, man. And hey, you could always go back one day. You never know. But dude, Flood City car shows, it was awesome. Other than the first time when I went there and my car caught on fire mid-demo. It was a blast. It was amazing, man. Thank you for tuning in, dude, and I appreciate hearing that, dude. Oh, man. Man. That's what happens. It's so hard running these car shows, these car audio shows. No one understands all the work that goes into it and just the time and everything else, man. It's so much. What's going on, Fry? Living Loud with Andy. Appreciate you, buddy. How big the amp, bro? The Warhorse is 37 inches, I believe, by 17 and a half. It's huge. All right, let me scroll back down. I'm all over the place here. I know, Bubba, so close. Just about to sail by 4K. Yes, dude, we got 3,952 or 55 subscribers, not counting at all. Yes, we are definitely on the road to 4K. A lot faster than I anticipated, man. And you guys, this show is just, the show and just you guys being awesome is making it happen, man. And I've always wanted to do it was grow organically, and that's exactly what we're doing. And it just, we turned up the gain a little bit. I like it. You know, you don't want to turn up too loud, you know, because then you can't control it. Who are you in the comments? You know what I mean? You know, we're doing great, man. Thank you so much, Bubba. All right, cool. Let's see where else we got with any questions and stuff. Scrolling. Dennis the Speed Menace, when is the next car audio competition in your area? I'm in Maryland, so not too far away. I threw it up earlier, I'll throw it up again. We got a Meca show out in Jefferson Hills, TC Customized Stereo Shop. Got a pretty decent chunk of land, and man, if you need anything for your car, audio-wise, you're good. Or need some rims, you're good. Awesome place, and yes, that's exactly where it will be. I will actually reshare this on my Facebook, and maybe I will share it on to my Facebook page. I could do YouTube, but I don't want to, you know, just analytics and all that fun stuff. But just so you guys can find it, I'll at least put it in the description after this video has ended. Just for this event right here, if you want like to go. That would be awesome, man. Let me know. Let me know if you're going. Garrick, Andy, you are so correct. I have this problem too. I'm way too nice, especially the ones who don't like me. And that's, you know, just turn the other cheek. You know the deal, man. Just turn the other cheek. All right, I have a few things here. As you can see, Cookie Monster's holding Spark's head right there. I got the, I believe this is the older relay that they have, but this is actually going to go into my Eclipse. And I was going to throw in both of these, but then I got a Kicker Warhorse that has fans inside of the amplifier for looks because it never gets that hot. It's that efficient. It just does great with heat. So I don't need the mini fanny anymore for that car, but it's actually coming in luck, I say, or good timing, because now that I'm running my CX1800 amplifiers at half ohm on the QuadBox and it's summertime, they're getting hot. They're hitting thermal. They're hitting like 145 degrees on the outside casing, and then they go into protect, and then they cool down, they turn back on. But I'm going to throw the mini fanny, which is, oh, it's over actually here. Here's the mini fanny. It's cool, man. Like, I never got to see one in person, and it's got like a turbine kind of fan. Like, that ain't no normal fan in there. Anywho, and then it just has your, you know, usual 12 volt DC barrel connector kind of application. I would have to look at the barrel to see if it's positive or negative on the outside. Usually they're all the same, so you could actually hook up your own if you already had one, or you could just hardwire it to a relay that's like right there, and you're good to go, man. Let me put this back over here. They're awesome, man. And actually, I do have their website up right here, Sparked Innovations. This is the bigger fanny. I have the smaller fanny, which is if you go into amplifier cooling. Give it a second. I have the Fanny Junior right there. Whoa, what happened? What did I do? There we go. 80 bucks. The reason why I got this one was just because I couldn't fit it in my car. But the Fanny Junior right here, man, this thing's perfect for small applications. And I haven't turned it on yet. I do want to turn it on to see how much air it really blows. But I have seen EXO's videos, and they are awesome. You can do all kinds of stuff, different colors on the pallets on the outside, LED colors, and these step-ups right here. I actually got 2 sets because I was planning to hook it up on top of my fur on the Cookie Monster enclosure, just so it was a little bit further away, and so is the amplifier, just, you know, to give a little bit of a foundation, if you would. And yeah, so either way, I mean, it's going to work, but I'm throwing it on the QuadBox build just because those amplifiers need it. Giant Warhorse with fans put inside for looks, don't need it. And honestly, even if it did, I don't think that fanny's big enough for that giant amplifier if it needed it. You need to get the big one there. All right, cool. Let me scroll down. J772, what is going on? I like your background there. Kicker, Comp Q for the win. Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. We still got 40 people tuned in. You guys are awesome, man. All right, let's see. The L7s are crazy. I love L7s, Solo X's, L7X's, anything it's square. I mean, come on. I mean, even the Triangle Bazooka got my eye too. You know, just something different. And watching them things flex, it's never going to beat a round sub. Just by looks, man. It's just not. Baba said, it is never over, Andy. A new venue can be found. Just takes time. And that's the thing, man. With bass, and I mean, car shows too. Car shows, you have a problem with dummies that are doing burnouts. And just the sheer size that car shows get, because their niche is bigger than our niche. We're car audio. They're just car. So you're more likely to have more people go to them. Just trust me, I've done it all. And it's a little bit easier, but then you still run into the space limit. And then when you have so many people, where you're talking hundreds, if not even hundreds, almost 1,000 people, that's when it gets crazy, because there's so many people and no one can be like, hey, don't do that. And then places get trashed and things happen, and it can go sideways, and it takes a lot, because then you really gotta, pay for security. I had security one time, like for 1 year, and it worked, but it's just, thank God that those guys didn't want that much money. I'm like, here, just take whatever you get at the gate. There's your paycheck for standing there all day. Sorry, you can't hang out with us. But I needed security at the gate, and it happens, man. It's a lot of work, but the new location that we got, soon as it's ready, it's going to be awesome. And it's just private land, so it's a lot easier that way. Josh Daly, love you too, man. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you I keep wanting to say Tuesday, it just rolls right off my tongue. Sunday, I will see you Sunday, man. Appreciate you hanging out with us, man. Choke change, did anyone hear if they actually confirmed that the Solo L7X is guaranteed on the roadmap? I cannot confirm nor deny, but I would make sure you leave space in your checkbook. And even if they would make one, if the 10s and 15s are scheduled towards late 23, early 24, you know what I mean? You got a little bit of time anyway. Wink. See, wink, wink. L7X is family. Exactly. That's why I made that original meme. And the guys that have been around since like pretty much day one know it's a family. If you watched Kip, family, Fast and Furious. L7X, family. It's going to be awesome, man. And there's more than 3 members. Well, we know of 4. Publicly, because Steve Irby just couldn't keep it to himself. He's like, we are making an 18. Did you hear that, Andy? That's what it seemed like. So we know of 4, but this family may have more. Bill, what new caps you going to be running? How many? I just am running, I guess you could, I don't even know, stock caps. The UC31, the B stock, the one that everyone says is like a bad product or whatever. I mean, it works to give you that instantaneous burst. It's just got like super capacitors built inside. And then the JY40 those are a hybrid lithium and carbon, like a capacitor, but instead of being mixed with something else, it's mixed with carbon. And I believe that's how capacitors how they work and how they're blended, but not with lithium. And it's like static electricity. That's how capacitors work. And really, capacitors can't store that much energy, but they can discharge it very fast, and they can recharge very fast. And regular batteries, lithium, they can't discharge as fast, but they can hold more, generally speaking. And then it just goes down the line, of just how good is that chemistry? How good can it be? And capacitors work great, man. And people say that, oh, those 1 farad capacitors are garbage. And it depends which one you're talking about and how much power you're actually needing to draw from. It really helps and stiffen that voltage to keep it there for those quick bursts of power draw that your amplifier, your headlights see, but your voltmeter doesn't. And that's where that helps. And it just depends how much farad and just how much input power. Those capacitors can't hold much, but they'll help you just a little bit, but not over and over and over. And then eventually everything just dies. And it's a revolving door with electrical. It can make you go crazy. And then once you get your electrical right, and then your voltage ain't moving, you know what I'm telling you? You need more power because everything's perfect. But that's kind of the idea of what you want to do. And how much voltage that you mind dropping down to, what your amplifiers can handle without causing damage. Now, if you have like a cheaper amplifier, maybe it doesn't like it quite as much at 11 volts as a amplifier that's built with a little bit better and, more thought put into it of the internals that can handle a little bit of abuse, because that's what we do at the end of the day. We abuse our equipment, but we have fun, man. So what kind of caps am I running? Nothing fancy. I'm not running no excess super caps or a cap bank, but kind of. It's a weird hybrid mix, and the JY NXTs are awesome. I never ran 2 together. I ran the 1 on the amp dyno, and it did really, really good. And running 2 on there on 2 CX1800s at half ohm, clamping anywhere from like all-time 2600 to almost 4000 watts, they're doing pretty well for these little batteries that are literally like 2 pounds. They're like 2 inches deep and 4 inches wide by like 4 inches tall. Like, they are literally smaller than this relay. Like, it's insane how much power is in those little guys, but how much reserve, and that just any type of battery, the give and take that you're trying to go after. I knew a guy whenever I was telling Kayla about this actually today. Whenever I first went to a Meca competition, I think his name was Alex, and he had an entire build all of supercapacitors. He had a 12 volt up front to start the car, but he had all supercapacitors in the back. It literally took up his entire trunk, and then he had a wall of like 412s or something, and he couldn't demo for very long full tilt because he didn't have much reserve, even with all those capacitors. But it was instantaneous. His voltage really never dropped. It was so stiff, and it really helps with the alternator, but at the same time puts a lot of strain on the alt too, because they can charge that fast. And that's another thing where people are frying alts with lithium or capacitors, because those types of batteries, or whatever you want to call them, caps and lithium, can recharge very fast. An AGM or a lead acid can't. The internal resistance isn't low enough. However, all these chemistry works of the discharge and recharge values, that's just why. So whenever someone says, oh, this might hurt your alternator by running 12 AGMs, I don't know, man. I feel like you're going to put more strain running some lithium, just because they can take that charge quickly. You're not going to charge those batteries very fast. And that's the whole thing, man, with AGM, why it's kind of yesterday's news, just because, yeah, you can charge them and it might take 12 hours to fully charge them, like actually fully charge them, and then lithium 80% in the first 15 minutes, and then maybe an hour after that. And then these supercapacitors, or these, whatever, supercapacitors take seconds to minutes to charge. And then you get the hybrids, you get that little bit of mix of really quick, but not super fast, but really fast compared to any other lithium. You just need more of them because the capacity's low, but the discharge rate is high. It's insane, man. A little information on electricity. Electrical, man. Big Muscle RC, thank you for tuning in. Will Kicker ever make a Warhorse subwoofer? Probably not, but that's a different idea that I've never heard of before. Let me scroll down here. Jake with the pennies. I had to. Penny Hail Squad coming in hot. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate you, man. You know what? After the stream, I gotta talk to you about a box that's not Cookie Monster. I already got that one done, but you can verify my stuff. But I got something else that you might be interested on designing. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. Appreciate you, dude. F in the chat, my Solo X didn't make it before tonight. That's right. That's right. You were going to do that thing. You know the thing. I mean, we can do that on the Unmasked After show, maybe. You know what I mean? Figure something out. Garrick, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get Fanny and Fanny Jr. hooked up. Man, Ed and Rich make awesome products, man. They really do. They really do. Let's see, we got lots of F's in the chat. I'm so old, I don't even know what that means. But I see it happen. Dennis the Menace, you got 6 Platinum 12 Resilient Sounds on 12K, waiting on more lithium. Dude, that's going to get down, bro. Yeah, I mean, you could throw some more power on them. I know a good friend of mine, Hogan, he really competed a lot, and I think he still does, with the Resilient Sounds. And I think he was putting, like, man... Woo! 12 or 14,000 on the golds, the resilient golds. I know, yeah, the very low RMS ones. Yeah, he was just giving it to him. Mike mediated the situation. Talking in Pebbles Peeps. That's where everyone goes. I see it drops for a second and then they all come back. I see it. You guys are nuts. All right, let's see if there was anything else that I wanted to bring up. I got the kicker club up here, but I don't think there was anything else that I wanted to do with that. We talked about the fannies. Here's Kyle right here with the in kicker club going nuts. Between him and Drew Jones of just throwing everything on there.
Volume. We know we're in good hands. 20 hertz. Wasted information, guys.
Getting it. Now it's with Derek from Sundown. I think Jacob too. Full tilt boogie. Damn. .53 rail volts, whatever. It's a decent amount of power, depending on how they have it wired at.
Tell me what you think, guys. Do you think this thing can play for an hour straight, just like this? Leave me a comment below. Let me know.
That's insane. Now, could it play like an hour for that? I'm sure if the thermal's good. Mechanical, I know Kicker, they take care of their mechanical suspension properties very well. Let me tell you, 17 hertz for years. Still ain't giving up. Still ain't giving up. Speaking of Kyle Rutherford, there he is in the chat. Thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. Audio Anonymous, what is up? Thank you for hanging out with us. Oh no, John K. He's a little loopy in the chat. L7X tweeter. They have those, the Street Series tweeters. Yes, they already. Come on, man. I mean, we could call it the Warhorse tweeters. We really could. We could call it the L7X Warhorse, the Street Series Warhorse. We could call it anything we want. How small can you make the L7Xs? How small? Ooh, I don't know. Maybe 6.5s. I know people like those too. Hi, Mom. Love you. Thank you for tuning in. Tell Dad to read his text message. It's a good way. It's the only way we get communication done. Live streams here. Let's see. Dennis the Menace. I need your input when you see my van. It's my electrical. Hey, I'd be happy to help, man. Give you some pointers or, you know, just give you some ideas. Absolutely, dude. 100%. Let's see here. I know I was even going crazy too, just because that Limitless Cyber 12K was done. It was done. Don't let your battery sit at like 10 volts for like a month or two. Don't let them sit there for 5 minutes, man. You just do damage. Now, the new batteries, the salty ones that JY got coming, I mean, you can do that to those, from what I hear. And I think another Pigeon is coming for that too. I'm excited, man. I am excited. And try to get Travis on here too. We're already working on it. I'm floating around 13.2 to 13.6, but I need your help, Andy. I'll be at the show. You know what I mean? Honestly, dude, that's a healthy voltage. It depends what kind of lithium you got, but really that is all alternator power and you're good. If you see like you're just now starting to dip into your batteries and your batteries are able to recover, you know, if that's what the max, should I say the lowest that you're seeing, really you're good, and you would need more alternator. That's really what I try to tell people. It's like, if you want 14.4, then you either got to have lithium that sits higher and is more dense, you know, like LTOs or C-Max, or, you know, God forbid. If you do it right, you're fine. Don't overpower them, any kind of lithium. And lithiums are getting safer, and it depends who you buy them off of too. But really, to get that higher voltage above what your battery rests at, that's all your input power, and you could just load up on more lithium and lithium and lithium and lithium, and it's still going to sit around that 13.2, 13.6. If it's like a normal, like lithium iron phosphate, if it's an LTO, then you are kind of low, depending if you have a 5 or 6 or however that works. Yeah, I think a 6 would be really high, but still, you're not that bad. And to have that kind of voltage, I would be happy with. That's usually what I would have in my Eclipse, and anytime I would see anything lower is just because I'm clipping, and the lowest I would go is like 12.5. That's, you know, and that's that's pretty high compared to the QuadBox on its stock alt clamping 4K. And whew, let's just say that much. Shane, what is going on, dude? Thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. Oh, I think I seen you on Facebook there too. Ashy, what's up? Yeah, that's Kyle. That's my problem. Double E, we know you got connection problems. Too far away, you got to get a longer string, man. Yes, Jake. Got you, bro. Casey, what's up? I know I didn't even get to say that. We didn't have Rolling Thunder tonight. Between me just working on a bunch of projects, Scott trading his Ford Expedition, we're busy. We'll see you guys next Friday for the Rolling Thunder. Casey, thanks for hanging out with us. Tell Scott I said hello. Next week we are back, 100%, dude. You know, I just been behind working on stuff. God, Home Depot got 3 sheets of MDF, or not MDF. God, birch. I mean, it's not like MDF is bad. I just hate cutting with it, and the corners never last. Either way, shagging anyway. You're not going to see the veneer, but you know, just what I like to go with. And not no 13 ply, but it'll work. You know, I gotta watch how much I'm spending here. Marty, clipping. Already clipping. I love my Penny Squad meme. Casey didn't see it though? What? I was watching that with Kayla. We still need to rewatch more of that, or not rewatch, but watch more of that, The Good Place. And I seen that, I'm like, that's Jake right there. That is Jake throwing pennies. I need that. I need that. Thank you so much, Jake. And yes, Casey, would you just take a look at it? What's going on, dude? I'm sure I'll see you on Sunday. Appreciate you popping in here, dude. Hope the Saturn's going great. This guy, he's always pushing it to the next level. Tim, I got 2 Solo X today. That's awesome. I'm happy. Been wanting forever. Finally got them. Man, I've been hearing, you know, all these stories, either posts, people getting them. It's awesome that they are slowly coming into the market. Slowly, excuse me. But they're here. And next Tuesday, if you didn't buy one already, or if you don't got the cash, or maybe you just want to win one, tune in on the Unmasked Show next Tuesday. Only during the show from 7:30 Central or 8:30 Eastern for that first half hour. That's when you can enter. If it's after that or before that, you can't. But you get to enter into winning an L7X. And Tim, I hope you enjoy that L7X, man. I can't wait to get mine. I can't wait. Hashtag not jealous at all. JY made a few facey posts about it. Who got a what? Who's got a 50% coupon? I don't got nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. I do not have a list of coupon codes here. Bubba's got one. And 25. Not rigged. Blake was here early. I don't know where he went. Sometimes people charge their phone and they walk away and they start eating Pringles and they forget that Andy's on. It's okay. Jeff Wallace, what is going on? Thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate that you guys are all hanging out tonight. We got a nice audience, man. It seems like every show it stepped up to 40 people watching. You know what I mean? For at least the first 45 minutes, and we're almost there. Then they'll start dropping off. Because I get it. I'm boring. I mean, for 45 minutes hearing me ramble on, I get it. I get it. Come here, get your answers, find out what's going on, see what I'm talking about, go on with your day. I would do the same thing. But you know, it's great that I actually work during the live streams. I had to actually stop working on Tuesday because that's like kicker day, you know. But I'm driving. Well, I'm not driving. My dad's driving, and we're all going to a store, and I'm just sitting there on my phone. So it's perfect. It really is. And I get to, unless I'm not working, that's when I miss them. I didn't work Thursday, and I totally forgot to tune into Rob's show. I'm like, oh crap, I'm here. I'm late, but I'm here. I was just working on a fireplace, I'm telling you. Ooh, my camera just totally moved over, but I mean, that's fine. You can see the third TV kind of chilling over there. I had it tightened, but I was moving it around. Forgot to tighten it back up. Thank you, Basehead30, for tuning in, man. Appreciate you every time, dude. We got a super chat from Kibo. A $10 super chat. More snacks for the kick of fish. Thank you, Kibo. I actually just picked up a heater, and because I thought it was a little chilly in here. You know, I keep it like 65, 62 degrees in here all the time. Just so when I'm live, I'm not sweating. Like, I'm actually kind of sweating, but not really, because it's so cold in here. If I keep it room temperature, I'll start sweating. Because, you know, you're talking, you're going on, you're moving, and you're you know what I mean? There's no fans. And you got to keep it nice and cool in here. So I'm figuring that maybe it's a little too cold in that water tank for him. Goldfish do like cold water, but maybe it's too cold. So I threw a heater in there and got some more water testers, making sure the water's good. It's great. Nitrate's very low, no ammonia. pH is the pH. I ain't messing with that. We got pretty hard water around here, but I will get him more snacks. Thank you so much, Kibo. And I hope Chris, he was doing a lot better. I mean, he looks better now. I think he's bored. Like, I literally think this fish gets bored. Like, he looks fine right now. When I come in here, he's just sitting on the bottom, you know, not moving. I'm like, dude, are you good? You good, Chris? You know? And then he like perks up. I don't know. I think he's just lonely. And it's like, I don't want to overcrowd him, but if I put another fish in there, maybe he would perk up a little bit, you know? Someone else to hang out with. I don't know. We got to watch. Fish, it's like subwoofers in airspace. You got to watch how many you put in one space. Thank you again, Kibo. J772, if I have a 250 amp alt and my volts are still dropping with a 1750 watt amp, would a big 3 help it a lot? Oh man, you are bottlenecking your system. Okay, so think about it this way. You got a 250 amp alt, and just say it's 100% efficient and it does at 250 amps at every RPM, because we're not going to get into the logistics of it. But your stock system is rated for 100, 120, and they put a 4-gauge wire on there, and depending the distance and the length of the run and the size is what's going to dictate how much current can go through because of the resistance in the wire. So if you don't upgrade a 0-gauge at least from your stock alt to your front battery, you're bottlenecking that just a little bit. Because yes, you can run 250 amps through a 4-gauge wire, but not many feet. And usually the stock, you know, run, your stock big 3, your stock little 3, should I say stock 1, because your big 3 it's actually a big 4, can be a big 5. It gets crazy. We're going to call it your charging wire. That's like usually anywhere from 4 to 6 feet long. And 4 to 6 feet with that 250 amp, what's going to happen is, yes, it can do it, but how long? And then it heats up. And then when you have the heat, it's going to cause more resistance, and you're not going to be able to push as much voltage through, just how it works. And the current's going to be lower because the voltage is, well, the amperage is going to go down because the resistance is going up and the voltage is staying the same. So if your resistance goes up, that means your amperage got to go down, because that's just how it works. It's just Hoffman's iron law, all that fun stuff. So do your big 3. That will help big time. You will see, even with the stock alt, you'll see a noticeable difference. But with a 250 amp alt, you're going to see a major difference in your amount of input power. Your voltage is going to stay stiffer, longer, and it's just going to sound a lot better, dude. I'm telling you. And it's really hard to tell a big noticeable difference on, you know, without doubling your power, or at least 3/4ing your power, almost doubling it. But with this, I feel like you're going to notice a huge difference. Plus, your batteries are going to thank you. And when your batteries are running colder, guess what? Everything else just runs better. So then your amplifiers aren't running as hot. So that means they're putting out more power because they're not running as hot. And then when they're not putting out a clip signal, because it could be throwing out a clip signal because the voltage is too low. The amplifiers are getting hot, so whatever. And then your subs start getting hotter, and then your power goes down because your resistance goes up. It just gets really crazy really fast. Electrical is so important, man, and I know where the bottom is, and it's like I want to get to the top. That's where you want to be with your electrical. Don't be me. Don't push it full tilt boogie on 8-gauge wire going front to back on one Group 31 AGM clamping 4K just for a burp. You can do it, but there's ways, you know, around it and do it in the right way. You don't want to mess it up. But with the 250 amp alt, do your big three. Upgrade that charging wire, and also ground wire from your battery to your frame and from your alternator casing to your chassis of the car. Your engine mount ground is very small. Sometimes it's a braided wire. It's not even like big, and your car is going to have a bunch of grounding points into it, but you don't want to just use those. You want to do your own. And from the engine to the chassis, and it gets really confusing with grounds because electricity goes to the lowest resistance, right? But it depends the distance, you know. So, and unibody or frame, it gets kind of crazy really fast with electrical. But yes, it will help. I'm glad you asked, man. All right, let's see here. You know, I love these questions because it's like, to some people it's a no-brainer, and then to other people it's like they need to know, because I need to know stuff too. Like, I'm asking Trav, like, hey, do you think if I throw this NXT with this limitless that has nothing left to it and the UC31, is it going to be okay? And then, you know, or should I just run 2 JY NXTs? Like, all this kind of stuff, because I don't want to push something too hard, and, you know, because these batteries, man, they are deceiving. I'm like, I don't think so. It's doing it. But again, for how long? It'll go a lot better than the bad Limitless Cyber 12K, but the voltage is stiffer for longer compared to the JY40, but not as long, and then it just starts trailing off pretty fast because they don't have much capacity. Because if you think about it, you know, if they're 4 amp hour batteries and they're drawing 120 of that right now, you don't have much time. That's the thing. And that's why amp hours are important, but it's not everything. C rate, discharge, recharge, all that stuff. And there is no perfect battery, because every battery is going to work for certain situations. Awesome, man. Don't make me do it. There is Blake. What the? Whoa, Blake. Oh, man. Brownie. That's not a brownie point. That's a bad point for Blake. Come on, man. I can't. SJC still isn't here. I know, it happens, man. He's a busy guy, too. Jeff. It's great that Kicker treats you like family. We love seeing you do good, man. And thanks, man. You know, it is like family. It really is. It's scary. It's awesome, though, man. And I couldn't be more happier. And I got some really, really big news that I can't tell anyone for a while. And it's awesome. And then it's like on top of everything else going on. And I'm like, that's even cooler. So not upset one bit. We got a lot of things coming down the road, but yeah, man, definition of it. And, you know, they treat a lot of people like that. It's just, you got to go and talk to them, man. They are very special, you know, and just how they treat everybody, their mentality, their beliefs, and just, you know, more and more as you go down the road of each individual employee. I mean, everyone's different. But as a whole, it's awesome, man. I definitely fell into the right basket. For sure. Bubba with a $2 super chat. Additional penny storm has been called. That's how I feel when you guys are throwing the penny super chats, man. Just I can't. Thank you, Bubba. Appreciate you, man. Oh, man, this is nuts, because now I see another $2 super chat pennies. God, here we go. I can't. I can't. I am looking at these comments over here, and it is just pennies and pennies and pennies and pennies. He needs a fish hammock. He does. He does. Let's go, Penny Squad. Oh my god, this show. Okay, is that enough pennies, guys? Because, like, oh my, it's just getting bad. Keep the heater low. It stresses goldfish out. Yeah, it's a special, or it's the auto-calibrated ones. You know, they go at 78, so it'll be okay. I mean, I will keep doing all the $2. Oh man, you guys are nuts. There's more. There's literally more. This show has not went sideways at all. Oh my god, you guys. Oh my god. I can't. We just need to add up all the $2 super chats, and I think it'll make a 50. I think it will make a 50. Baba with a $2 super chat and turn the aerator on. Yes. You know, that's a thing too with like aeration, and it's just like to break up the surface of the water. It helps with just, you know, stagnation and stuff. I mean, they look cool. Man, why does my camera I gotta tighten this thing. Okay. I used to run them all the time. I have one tank that has bubbles, you know. Honestly, if you just keep a little bit of, you know, the filter going, it breaks up the tension pretty good. Now with, because, you know, fish do breathe underwater and helps break up the lower oxygen and bring it to the top and help with the nitrate cycle and all that fun stuff. Oh, but they're noisy. They're very noisy. I'm so broke, I can't afford garbage. Penny Squad. You guys are terrible. Jeff with a $2 super chat. Goldfish are base heads too. I'm gonna have to move this one like up to the top because it's getting crazy here, guys. Fish are friends, not food. 100%. Start the money printers. I know we're gonna need a money printer instead of the $2 super chat. I don't know, because these pennies are getting crazy. They're getting crazy, guys. They're getting crazy. Everyone's gonna start leaving. And get him a mate called Sandy. Yes, Sandy and Chris. That's a good idea. That's actually a really good idea, Deviant. Thank you, bro. Scarbucks for the win. I know, we need to do that one. Now, we got to talk with Dub, because Dub is the illustrator, and I feel like he could maybe make a 3D video of Scarbucks just flying. We need to do that. Oh, no, you didn't, Dev? I can't. With the Sandy. I think Deviant's got a crush on Sandy. I think it's a thing. Or maybe everybody already knows that I'm late to the party. I don't know. Deviant with another $2 super chat. Chris, Andy, Candy, Sandy. I like it. I do like it. We got a thing going on. You know, because there's Candy. You know, she's real. And Sandy, we all know her. Sandy and the swag, and then there's me. Yeah, hi. And then good old Chris, the kicker fish. Got a little thing going on here. Dean, thank you. $10 super chat for Sandy. Well, looks like I'm going to the fish store here. Thank you, Deviant. Uncle Bobby B throwing in messages. I know Mike wanted me to throw something up, but Mike, if you're still here, I'll throw it up. What do you got for me? Sent that to SJC. What do you got here, Bobby? Oh, 200 watt Urban. I've seen those. I actually installed one of those. Very old school amplifier. I think it was a little bit of a cheaper amplifier, but either way, it's so cool seeing these old school amplifiers, regardless, because they all try to look like the expensive ones, and that's the greatest thing. And you know what? They work, and they're still pounding today. It's insane, man. Thank you, Bobby. Let me pull that down, see if there's anything else that I wanted to go over. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, Mike Craner is still here. What's going on, dude? With a $10... Red dot's over here, Andy. The $10 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Hey, sorry, been MIA the last long while. Been fighting the big C. Oh, man. But as of today, I am free and clear. Thank God, dude. Thank to Andy and the Basehead community for all the love and support. Y'all are the best. Mike, I am so happy to hear that. That's good news, but you know, to go through all that, and it's totally understandable, man. And it's so sad when one of our fellow Basehead community guys, you know, is dealing with something, life or death, especially the Big C, man. That's nothing. That's scary. It's scary stuff. It really is, and it makes you really appreciate life even more. And you know, you don't always need that to appreciate life, but sometimes that's what kicks you in the butt too. And but I'm happy that you're better now, man. That's the scariest thing in the world, dude. Right back at it though, right back on the saddle, and now you'll feel a lot better, you know. I know that stuff really takes a toll on you. It does. Mike, let me pull up. How do you go to messages here? Okay, there we go. I feel like an old person when it comes to computers. iPhones, got them. Androids, got them. Computers, man, it's been a while. Oh, look at this. We need sound. I'm gonna restart that for you guys. There we go. We got some float action in here. This is Mike Craner's build. The 9 L7S's. I think it's 9 or 8. That's awesome, dude. That is awesome. I know he was saying that he will be throwing in the L7Xs when they do become available. That's awesome, dude. You know, it's just so cool to see the system up and going. I can't wait to get my Cookie Monster build going. I know it's going to be louder than the QuadBox, obviously. I mean, I got a Warhorse, but it's only one sub, but it's going to be louder and play lower. It's going to be cool, man. I can't wait, and that's why I'm starting tomorrow. I need to do something. You know, I was doing some of the smaller stuff, but it's like, man, between the doors, they're still not finished. But that's not too bad. This Warhorse, it's got to get in there, and lots of stuff, actually. Lots of stuff, adding more amplifiers, but I purchased everything I needed. The only thing I need to buy now is more kicker wire, 0 gauge for ground, just so everything is perfect. You don't want to mismatch the wires on a Warhorse, man, God, because everything's blue, and it just looks better. That, and I actually have to pick up some 8 gauge because over here I only got 0 gauge, 4 gauge, 12, and 16. I need some 8 gauge for the actual Warhorse for the Solo X, just so everything is, you know, how it's supposed to be, man. And it's going to be cool. And a Steve Mead terminal cup, because right now I have one, but it's only for a single sub. There's only a negative and a positive. I need one for coil 1 and coil 2, and that's 4. So I got to pick up a new one of those too. Just a few things, odds and ends, but we'll be ready for Slam, man. It's going to be awesome. And that's why I was messing with the Pilot, because I needed that battery out of there, and I still need something for my daily setup, which is the Pilot. And it's like, man, this electrical 8.8 volts? No way, man. We are fixing that. We are fixing that. Deviant's dying, more pennies. This is a one-time thing, guys. We're gonna clutter up the stream. I know. You know, I'll figure something out on that. I mean, I was gonna keep it with just Mr. Good Old Jake right here, but you know, you can't play favorites. And then there goes Blake. My pennies for the swear jar. All right, that's it. And we got more Dennis the Menace. Thank you, bro. Ashley Larry, you got one less penny because I'm cheap. Yeah, the 199s don't count. Thank you so much, Ashy. Let's go, Penny Squad. Jake, you are in timeout. You guys are all in timeout. The big news, Steve Irby selling Andy Kicker for $2, man. You know, that's a deal. Deal or no deal? Deal. Thank you, John. Dean, $2 super chat just for you, buddy. And everyone else, thank you for the pennies. This is what happens at the end of the stream. It just goes sideways and people just, you know, it gets insane. Same, you know. Oh, man, 1 hour of pennies. That's what the show has turned into. It's definitely a little bit of clutter. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you tuning in, hanging out with us tonight, dude. And I'm just happy that you're doing better, man. God, it's nothing that you want to deal with ever, ever, ever. Don't make me break out the IE comp, Andy. The IE comp? High comp? High comp. Is that a kicker? Yes. If it's a kicker, you got a chance. I wonder if Andy knows. What does Andy know? Nobody does. Oh, man, what is going on here? Weird, double weird. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Cornut with the super sniper sticker. I don't have one for $1, but I think that would be great for the Scarbucks. I think that would be great for the Scarbucks. The dollar super chat, 99 center. Thank you, Cornut. I had to make it, because I made the one for the 50 and the 100, and like they're special. If someone's dropping a 50 or 100, they're insane. So here you go. And but then he was dropping his pennies, and I seen it, and I'm like, dude, that's freaking perfect. I need that. And then Jake missed the second half of the show. I'm like, Jake, where are you? Penny lives matter too. Don't kill my meme. And one last time for Jake. Oh my God, I'm done. That was it. We're done. No more pennies. The tip jar is full. Awesome. Let me see. Oh, what did I do? I lost all my comments. Okay, they're back. Woo! What happened there? I hit something on the computer screen. I know. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I missed. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm just seeing on my phone here. I mean, we are past the hour mark, so whatever I say now, it's whatever, right? Everyone else is gone. No, I'm just kidding. Most of you guys are still here. I love you guys. Let's do... Okay, here's a little video that no one's seen yet. Let me turn the audio on. Okay, audio is on. Wait, no, we need... That's it. We need this one right here. So I switched out the JY40 and the UC31, and I put in this... Let me know if you guys can hear that okay. It's used my buddies, and I wasn't sure if it was bad. I think it's bad. Watch this voltage. I've never seen this amount of voltage in this car, or any car. This is bad. Watch this. I'll keep the engine rev too. Stock. This is with the limitless Cyber 12K. That's just bad. 11.5 at the lowest. Yeah, I would drop to 11.5 full tilt before. 13.7, 13.6, 13.1, 12.1, 11.6, 10.9, 10.4, 9.8. Like 8.7. Like really fast. And bad. It was really bad. The amp still didn't shut off. 9 volts, and the amp still didn't shut off. Kicker for the win, man. Take 2. We added back the UC31 super capacitor because that voltage, I can't run it like that. 8 volts gone. No way. So we got that back hooked up, and the capacitor is fully charged. Let's see how it does. Same song, sitting at the same place. See if it does anything. Watching yourself is not awkward at all. Turnpike here. Yeah, it's my little spot right by the turnpike. This is with the UC31 hooked up with the Cyber. And you can see how it's staying steady a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. It's staying above, and now it's just done. It's done. Now that was a little better, but that's because that was the capacitor just giving doing all the work. And as soon as it ran out of juice, voltage started to plummet. Don't hit the end key. So it'll be okay for a burst, but for a demo, no way, man. This Limitless is bad. It's definitely bad. But I need a new one to try. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad battery. I think the one that I got off of him, because he let it sit, what happened was his front battery dropped the cell or something, and the voltage plummeted down to 8 volts. But in the back battery was sitting like at 11 because it was draining. But it wasn't going any lower. But it was sitting like 11.3 or like 10.8. It was really bad. And I put on a trickle charge, like less than an amp, for like an hour or two. got it to 12.5, 13. Once I got around 13, full tilt, just charged it for 24 hours and then let it rest after you have your floating voltage and let it rest. And then it went down to 13.2. So that in itself is kind of telling me that there's a little bit of damage just because of the resting voltage. It doesn't mean everything. Usually 13.3, 13.4, you're good with a lithium iron phosphate, 3.6 volts per cell, whatever. And you're good. Once you go down to about like 13.1, 13, it's kind of bad. It's going out. But you can't go by just that. And obviously it was like 13.2. It would show 13.3 depending on the voltmeter. So it's really hard to tell with lithium compared to a lead acid. Lead acid, the chart's pretty vague, or pretty wide. 12.2 is a bad battery, and 12.5 is good, 12.8's perfect, whatever. An AGM is just a little bit higher on the spectrum there. Lithium, it's really small window. It's like point decimal difference. So you really got to load test it. I did it on my amp dyno test, but I got 100 amps of current, so I'm never really drawing over 1,000 amps or 1,000 watts anyway. So I'm not really tapping into the battery, just like I was saying with the other guy with his 12K. I'm like, dude, you just need more alt. Your alt's doing all the work. Your batteries are just keeping everything, topped off, but the alt's doing the work. You just need more alt. So to have a higher voltage. So I never really put a load on it by itself, because once you go past the alt, it's by itself. It can't replenish because it's not getting the input current fast enough, whatever, enough power. So it starts to drop. But how much it drops will tell you if the battery's good or bad. If it drops way too far compared to what it was new, your battery's going. It just is. So I would need a brand new one to tell the difference, like, oh, well, it's only sitting at like 11.4, 11.9. Full tilt boogie on the same setup, same wiring, same everything, but I swapped the battery with a brand new one. Yeah, the other one's bad. So I can't really tell you if it's bad or not, but I think it is. But I never tried it brand new, so I don't know. Man, here I was worried about this stream, and I'm like, man, we got so much going on, and here I'm rolling over an hour and 11 minutes. They're not bad, and they are more expensive. $1,300. I think they're discontinued now. I'm not too sure, but they're $1,300 and they're 45 amp hours compared to the JY at 40. The JY, when it was a thing, because that's discontinued, you can still get them, maybe, I don't know, but not anywhere that's a we all know shop. But yeah, they're discontinued, but they were like 1,000. So, and you know what sucks about the limitless 12K Cyber? I cannot for the life of me find an actual chart of the discharge rates. The C rating, this continuous, the burst, the 30-second, all that stuff, the stuff that matters when you're buying a lithium, they don't have it anywhere. And I get you could probably buy one and it might come with one, or you can contact the company directly, but I don't like that. I do not like that at all. You go to JY and it shows you the charts. You go to the other ones that are reputable, XS, lithium, or whatever. They're going to show you that stuff. It just says, oh, 10,000 to 14,000 watts, depending alternator. Oh, yeah? I think that's a bunch of hoopla. Maybe if you got, 2 350 amp alternators, yeah, I can do 1,400 all day because the alt's doing most of the work. It's just how it kind of goes, man. What is it standalone? Probably a 4,000 or 5,000 watt, at 11.8. That's probably what it should be, and that's what it should be dropping in my car, and it's not. It's dropping down to 8.9. That's why I'm like, bad sell. It's got to be. It's got nothing left to it, man. It's got no strength. Wait, where's El Fuego? Don't tell me I missed El Fuego. I do not see El Fuego. Let me see here. J772. Is it okay to mix subs? Say a comp QT, comp T 10 or an L7T10. I mean, you could do whatever you really want. Bass is going to be bass, man. It's just how close is it going to sound with them working together. Some songs you might be able to tell the difference, some you might not. And then, the power being applied, it's never going to be quite equal, even with matching subs. in the same enclosure or in different enclosures because how their loading properties are. But whenever you go from an entirely different sub, you're going to have even more variances that are more detectable of just how that sub plays on a frequency range with that power applied. Because it might be different with a different amount of power applied. And then you're trying to, you're making it harder for yourself to make everything mesh together. That's the easiest way to put it. Yes, you can do it. I was a guy, I had two 10s and two 12s in my car, a bandpass and a sealed, and I'm like, no, screw that. I need a bandpass and a ported. Screw the bandpass, let's go ported and sealed. Let's just go sealed all the way across. An L7 12 and two Alpine Type R10s all sealed. Sounded great, and it was mismatching just because there was less variances because it was sealed, and they're pretty close drivers, Type R10s and an L7, S, but older one, just an L7 12, all in a small sealed box. And it worked fine. And really, it's more so when you're getting it ported because then you're going to have greater variances just how speakers work, man. A sealed box, maybe you could do it with less problems just because it's sealed. And but then even that, man, you put a 12-inch Comp R into a sealed box and it has a QTC of whatever, and then you have a total Q factor of that enclosure like 0.709. It's really close to perfect, and then you throw a different sub in there and it's 1.1 and it's peaky, just because, and that's the difference too, so you're thinking of that just with a sealed box, no port variable, and you're already way different. Then you make the box bigger to get that total Q closer, and then it's less responsive just to get that total Q to be close to the other one, and then they're still just not meeting. They're not playing together. One's here, one's there, and they might meet at those certain points, but I don't know. It's just a lot of work, man. Don't do it, but if you have to, go ahead. But if you're gonna go and spend money, don't do it. Just buy matching ones. And that even goes with impedances too, like different DC resistance of the speakers, just because usually ones that are a higher impedance have more winding. And from what I've learned even in the Discord, maybe a different BL just because, there's more length and just how that stuff works with the motor force. It gets really insane when you get into the nitty and gritty. But, to keep it simple, I just wouldn't do that. All right, cool. Brandon Smith, I'm building a box for two 8-inch L7s under seat of a 99 extended cab Chevy. Can I go over recommended? Okay, yeah, absolutely. That's what I was worried about when I picked up my L7 S8s, or the one, and building a box for it, and I found a few, and two were actually in the recommended airspace for the 8S, which is like 0.6 to like 1 cube ported, and I think that's including port or not including port, whichever, and because the ports are pretty small, it's like probably like 0.15 cubic feet. So, and can you go bigger? Yeah. Just when you go bigger, you're going to be giving up things. Like I was talking with the sealed box, to make it bigger, to match the other one. When you're making it bigger, it might react different. It might be a softer, smoother bass with less punchy impact, accurate bass, if you want to call it that. But it all depends what you're trying to go for. If you're trying to get really loud on not much power, then a big box is the key, man. It really can, deliver that low end extension because there's actually less pressure at certain power levels because the enclosure is bigger with the acoustical spring that's in the enclosure. When the speaker's moving, it creates pressure inside there, and because it's bigger, it takes more what should I say, more movement to create that same pressure, so then the driver's moving more freely because it's in a larger enclosure, and then you get that low end response better, more so. Now port size does take a lot into play with that too, because the port reacts with that, and the overall enclosure with the vehicle, and just how you have tuning frequencies. But then when you're playing at tuning, your speaker's not moving as much as it is farther away from tuning, because then you're really hearing a lot of the port at the tuning frequency. That's doing the work, and then when you go away from that, then the speaker's doing the work. And it's to find that happy medium between or above or below your tuning frequency of the port working well with the speaker at the same time, and then when it works with your vehicle, that's what makes things really loud. And yes, you can go big. I wouldn't go extremely big. I went extremely big. My Solo X18 build was about 15 cubes. 14 and a half. That's massive. Max recommended was 10 cubic feet. I went a little bit overboard. This time it's going to be around 9. plus port area. So a lot smaller. Either way, yeah, you can go big, but just remember what you could be giving up on it. Appreciate you tuning in, Brandon. See, I'm telling you guys, we got new people tuning in here. Yes. I'm a model a Solo X for a 6. I wish I had the space. 6 console, you're nuts. I sense content inbound, Jake. They definitely will. You know, they lean towards the ported enclosure, so absolutely 6, man. Windy Machine. Amen and amen, Ashy. What's going on, Colby? Awesome, cool. So we're good. Choke change or sealed passive radiator. Man, if you want, I wouldn't say accurate base, because anything that has a port or a passive radiator, you know, you're adding something and then it's got a line and just time alignment, port alignment, all that fun stuff. It's not going to be SQ per se, but I love passive radiators, and they make a lot of bass in a very small space happen more often. So I don't know, man, just depends on the system. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Shoot, we're gonna roll out of here, and I will see you guys Tuesday. I got a lot of work. Me and Seth are gonna be building that enclosure, so shoot, man, maybe I'll throw up some pictures or do like a little quick video, or maybe go live. I don't know, we'll see. But if I don't, I will see you guys Tuesday on the Unmasked After Show. But make sure you tune in either on this channel or on Kicker. We stream on both. The Unmasked Show, so you can win an L7X 12. It's going to be awesome. And James Chowder is going to be on there, one of the guys out in the comment section, man. It's going to be an awesome, awesome time to see him down at Stillwater. Man, that guy's pretty close to me too, man, just like a lot of you guys are. And it's going to be cool to see him on the Unmasked Show. But otherwise, I will see you guys. Oh, come on, Jake. Thanks again, though, man. Appreciate you guys. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Oh, man. Cornut coming in early. But I got to show you guys something. Check this out. If you want your own fancy heat shrink, go to WireCare. I will have to drop that in the description too, man. I'm going to get some pretty cool kicker heat shrinks because they don't make them, and we're going to make them. And Cornut with another $2 super chat. More pennies. See you in Pebbles, peeps. I will see you guys on the next one. Oh, yeah, you're too late, Phoenix.